Alright, so we are back for another review, guys, and for today we're going to be checking out the EA500 from Simgot. So this is actually the first Simgot here in this channel, $79 here. So right smack with the moontrop areas of the world, and you guys suggested that I should start with this in this round of reviews. So yeah, a lot of things that are interesting here. This is the first Simgot in the channel. So I'm not sure what to expect with their tuning, with the sound, with the package. So yeah, let's check out the Simgot EA500. And yeah, thanks for those who suggested that I should start with this. And actually, the box is really nice here. One of the nicer boxes for Chi-Fi that I have seen. So in terms of the specifications, so dual magnetic circuit, dual cavity DLC, diaphragm dynamic driver, so single dynamic driver configuration, 10mm as well, 4th generation DLC composite diaphragm driver, 16 ohm impedance as well, sensitivity 123 dB. It opens up like a magazine, and that is your Simgot EA500 there. So maybe the look here reminds me of a blonde style look here. So mirror style finish, really cool on that. And there's a case for $79. Definitely that is cool on that. No branding whatsoever though, but it's kind of a soft hard case here. This will protect your IEM for sure. Of course, you're getting your silver plated cable. So in terms of the quality for $79, I have seen better quality here. So not that bad. It's a little bit silky, but again, not the best cable that I've seen. And you're getting some O-rings here, but it seems that you have replaceable nozzles here, so that might be really cool. Might be something to change the tuning and stuff like that. And you're getting this set of tips, which is quite nice, actually, nice looking ones. And here you are getting that IM. First impressions in the hand, this feels really good, especially for $79. Maybe reminds me of a Tripoin or yeah, maybe a blonde style in the hand, but this looks maybe a bit better compared to those. It's a bit heavier as well. And if you look at the insertion as well, so maybe similar to a moondrop style, maybe insertion. So definitely something for $89 is really good in terms of the feel in the hand here, build quality. And yeah, in terms of the shape, this is more of a medium style, medium size of IM. So this might fit a lot of ears here. So it can be a universal type of fit. Definitely nice on that. But actually here there's not much curvature, as you guys can see, so I'm kind of worried that this might maybe bump to your ear, so might not be the most ergonomic design here. But yeah, this doesn't have some fins as well, so this might be still quite breathable. Yeah, definitely looks good. But yeah, it's a fingerprint magnet, so we haven't even used it, but we're seeing some fingerprints here already. But I would say it's tastefully done, especially for the price you're paying for. But I might not be able to change the nozzles for this review. We're gonna test the default maybe configuration of this. I will let other reviewers test out the other maybe nozzles for this. Also on the ear, yeah, first impressions, I can definitely feel that as I mentioned in the maybe inspection of the IM, that that maybe blockiness of the design in the nozzle, I kind of feel it into ear. So not the most comfortable fit here, not the most maybe ergonomic fit. But in terms of the fitting, so it fits easily to the ear because it's not that big of an IM, so it's a medium size IM. So a lot of people can just wear this in the, it will fit your ears. I do think even for smaller ears, this will definitely fit because of that maybe medium size of IM here. But yeah, it's your typical IEM shape here. This with stability, it's quite stable because of that ear hooks, and it does go inside the ear. Not the deepest insertion though, so isolation is not the best here. It's fair but not the best, so I can still hear a bit of my voice. So this is not something that I want to use for some maybe live monitoring type of work if you need utmost isolation. And yeah, comfort not the best as well because of that maybe blockiness. Reminds me of maybe the fit of a Tin Audio T2, T3, where you can feel some blockiness of the design. So not the most ergonomic fit. But yeah, let's listen to some tunes. And of course, we're going to use the Cavalli Tube Hybrid with the Grace S DAC for our listen today. So we did some measurements in the Simgot EA500. And the first impressions here, so this reminds me a lot of maybe the Hydus MS2s. So it's kind of like a bright neutral presentation, but this is even brighter compared to the Hydis MS2s. So let's try to listen to some tunes. Let's try some Let's Groove by Earth, Wind and Fire. So first impressions here, lots of shine for me on top, lots of clarity for me on top. So definitely the 12K in the mix, it's really pronounced there. And it is a bit drier for me compared to the Hydis MS2s. The Hydis MS2 is going to be maybe a bit more lively in the presentation. It's a bit drier, a bit colder in the tonality. So this is a bit more, in a way, reference in terms of the overall presentation compared to what you're getting with the Hydis MS2s. But definitely this more maybe revealing compared to the Hydis MS2s. The vocals is a bit more maybe upfront for me in the mix. Actually has a touch of shoutiness for me in the mix here, just for the vocal presentation. Bass, quite similar in the presentation here, not that much bass for me in the mix. So even for dynamic driver presentation. But the Hydis MS2 is a hybrid configuration, so still different presentations there for sure. It's not the smoothest presentation as well. So for dynamic drivers, this is a bit clean actually in the presentation, but still not as clean as compared to your other maybe drivers. But for dynamics, this is in the cleaner side of things for me. So compared to the Moondrop arias, the arias will be maybe smoother in the presentation, a bit more toned down, a bit maybe warmer in the presentation in the Moondrop aria compared to this. This has that maybe analytical maybe feeling to the overall sound, analytical, colder, drier presentation. So quite surprising here. I cannot think of an IEM that is like maybe 90% similar to this. So that is really cool on that. They have a unique selling point for the Simgot EA500. So let's listen to some bass tracks, maybe some Chunky by Bruno Mars. So going to the bass here. So bass goes really deep because of the dynamic driver presentation, and not that much bass actually for dynamic drivers. This is one of the more toned down basses that I have listened to. So definitely the Hydis MS2s is gonna have a bit more oomph in the bass here. No mid bass bleed as well, quite impressive on that, but quite a fast bass, punchy bass for me. So really surprised here in the presentation. Maybe the bass reminds me of maybe a Sal Notes Joko type of vibe, quite tight in the faster side of things. But yeah, this has that dynamic driver, maybe oomph that you're looking for. For some people, for bass heads, not for you. This is, a bit maybe understated bass compared to some other dynamic drivers. Let's go to some vocals, maybe some September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Going to some vocals, the presentation, the positioning is really good. And it's really upfront for me in the mix as well. Kind of like similar to a Hydis MS2 presentation. But compared to the Hydis MS2s, this has a bit more shoutiness for me. It's that revealing that it has a bit of shout. So for some tracks that are not maybe de-essed properly, this might have a bit more shout than what you would like. And the presentation as well, it's for dynamic drivers, it's in the cleaner side of things. Actually, the separation is quite good on this. And a brighter vocal presentation for sure. So it reminds me of maybe a KZ style, TRN style vocal presentation, the older KZ and TRN style. A very chi-fi presentation here of the vocals. But yeah, there's a bit of shout here for me, so that's definitely one downside. Let's try some female vocals. Let's try some Into You by Ariana Grande. Female vocal presentation, really good here for me. Maybe because of that maybe brighter vocal presentation, the female vocals just shines here for me. And then the micro detail, there's a touch here for sure, especially with this track. But this is not a micro detail monster. But for dynamic drivers, this is already very good micro detail. There's definitely micro detail here to throw around. And I really like that because of that maybe brighter vocal presentation, the female vocals has a bit maybe more shine, a bit of maybe more upfront nature in the mix. So for some female vocals, you actually might like the presentation here. And again, because of that maybe colder, maybe drier presentation, this might be something that you can use for maybe some female vocal live monitoring. This is a vibe that I'm getting here. And yeah, because of that maybe dynamic driver, that LCP, there's a touch of micro detail, a bit of raspiness for me in the vocals here. Female vocals, really love it for female vocals here. Let's try some guitar tracks maybe for the top end, maybe some Jumping In by Joe Satriani. Alright, so for this, because of that maybe 7K elevation, 12K elevation, very nice for guitar tracks here. You have a lot of clarity in the guitars, and you're even getting that maybe micro detail because of that driver that they used here. Definitely a lot of micro detail to throw around. And actually the cymbals as well, really nice here. So there's no thinness for me in the cymbals. The body is just fine. But yeah, there's still that 12K. So for some people who doesn't like a 12K, this might be a bit too much 12K for you. So it will depend on you and your preferences in that. But there's definitely a lot of this really sounds open for me in the presentation because of that maybe brighter maybe top end here. And actually the top end surprisingly maybe there's a touch of maybe hotness for me on top, but not as much as the vocals here. So again, for this IEM, for those who are sensitive to hotness, fatigue, this might not be the IEM for you. Going to the sound stage, quite open of a stage here, quite good. Above average of a stage. Separation for dynamic driver, really nice here as well. And going to detail, again, not a detail monster, but for dynamic driver, this is already very good. Right, so that's my check with the EA500. So my overall thoughts in this. So yeah, here in the channel, I like that IEMs have their own unique selling point, and this definitely has it. So very interesting to see how Simgot maybe views their maybe house sound. So this in the drier side of things of dynamic driver, and it's bright neutral presentation for me. So that's definitely a first in the channel. So really cool on that they have a unique selling point here. So nice maybe build quality overall, cable decent as well, nice look, very standard and fits a lot of ears. And also that be tuning dynamic driver presentation, but you're getting quite tight of a bass, really punchy bass as well. Nice vocals for female vocals and male vocals as well, not that bad as well in the cleaner side of things as well. And lots of top end, lots of clarity for guitar tracks. This will shine as well. So a lot of things going for it. So for some live monitoring situations, for maybe even some slight referencing, this might be something that you can use as well because of that maybe drier presentation. So for some people this might be a touch boring of a listen because of that maybe colder tonalities. It'd be maybe up to you on that. So this is not something that I will use for some fun. This is more of a live monitoring type of lesson for me. Of course, in terms of the cons, so there's some shoutiness here. So for some people who's not into that, maybe quite revealing presentation, this might be fatiguing of a listen for you for some X number of hours of listening session. So consider others, and of course that 12K as well. Some people doesn't like it, so if you don't like it, there are other IEMs for that. In terms of my personal preferences, I still do like the high-dis MS2s. So those still fit my preferences over this. So yeah, for me, the shoutiness for me, the hotness is a bit maybe too much for me of a listen. This is not a top 5 contender in the channel, but still for some people who kind of prefers this kind of tuning and this kind of sound, there's still some people out there that this might be for you. Right, so that's my take with the EA500 from Simgot. Really interesting on IEM. So again, this is what I like about IEMs. They have a unique selling point because there's a lot of IEMs nowadays, a lot of IEMs that is being released every single day. IEMs are getting hot nowadays, which is really cool. But the downsides of that is it's getting harder to find a niche in the market. But I like that brands still are able to find maybe a certain space for them to thrive in, and this Simgot has that, and really interested in that. So yeah, that's my take with the EA500. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Of course, a plug for June 5, guys. I will have a single launch, IMZ. So IMZ is my music project. So if you would like to see me sing and play some music with my band as well, see you guys in June 5 in Saguio. I will put the poster anywhere here. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions regarding the Simgot EA500, and do let me know as well if you have any IEMs that that I should check out as well in the channel. Sound test of this, I will maybe do it after a certain number of IEMs, so I will do it in one go. So hopefully I can finish that soon. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt video. Goodbye.